Ladies and gentlemen, if my electric current kills, then I deserve to be its victim myself.
In the early 20th century, a little-known inventor named Lester Hendershot claimed to have developed a revolutionary free energy device that could power homes and businesses without the need for traditional fuel sources. His invention, known as the Hendershot generator, promised to upend the energy industry and liberate the world from dependence on fossil fuels. But what was this mystifying machine, and why has it been lost to the sands of history? Join us as we uncover the fascinating story behind the Hendershot generator. It was the 1920s, and the world was on the cusp of an energy revolution. Electricity was becoming increasingly accessible, but the demand for power was growing faster than the ability to produce it. Lester Hendershot, a self-taught inventor from Ohio, became obsessed with finding a solution to this energy crisis. Tinkering in his garage, Hendershot began experimenting with various electromagnetic principles, determined to harness the power of the Earth's own magnetic field. After years of trial and error, Hendershot finally had his breakthrough. In 1928, he claimed to have constructed a device that could generate its own power without the need for external fuel sources. The Hendershot generator, as he dubbed it, was a seemingly impossible feat of engineering, a perpetual motion machine that defied the laws of thermodynamics. Hendershot was convinced he had unlocked the key to unlimited, free energy. Word of Hendershot's invention quickly spread, and he soon found himself in the spotlight. Eager to prove the validity of his claims, he invited skeptical scientists and reporters to witness the Hendershot generator in action. To the astonishment of all who saw it, the device appeared to generate a continuous electrical current, powering lights and small motors without any visible means of input. The demonstration of the Hendershot generator sparked a frenzy of excitement and speculation. Hendershot was hailed as a visionary, a modern-day Tesla who had cracked the code of limitless energy. Investors and corporations clamored to get their hands on the technology, sensing the vast commercial potential of such a game-changing invention. Fueled by the overwhelming interest in his creation, Hendershot began dreaming of a future where the Hendershot generator would free humanity from the shackles of fossil fuels. He envisioned a world powered by his device, where energy would be abundant, affordable, and accessible to all. The implications were staggering. No more power outages, no more pollution, no more dependence on volatile global energy markets. As word of the Hendershot generator spread, other inventors and scientists scrambled to replicate the device. Hendershot was inundated with requests for information and blueprints, but he remained stubbornly protective of his invention, unwilling to share the secrets of its inner workings. This only fueled the frenzy, as the world became increasingly captivated by the prospect of unlimited, free energy. However, not everyone was convinced by Hendershot's claims. Skeptical scientists and industry leaders began to question the validity of the Hendershot generator, dismissing it as a hoax or a clever illusion. They argued that the device violated the laws of physics and could not possibly generate more energy than it consumed. Hendershot found himself at the center of a heated scientific and political debate. Determined to prove his critics wrong, Hendershot continued to refine and improve his invention. He invited more researchers and experts to witness the Hendershot generator in action, but their findings were inconclusive. Some were convinced of its legitimacy, while others remained skeptical. The scientific community was divided, and Hendershot's struggle for validation seemed increasingly uphill. As the Hendershot generator gained more attention, Hendershot found himself facing powerful adversaries. The oil and energy industries, threatened by the prospect of a game-changing technology that could disrupt their dominance, began to employ tactics to undermine Hendershot and his invention. Rumors of corporate sabotage and political pressure swirled, casting a dark shadow over the Hendershot generator's future. At the heart of Lester Hendershot's revolutionary device was a complex interplay of electromagnetic principles that defied conventional understanding. The key components were a carefully arranged set of permanent magnets and copper coils. As the magnets spun within the coils, they induced an electric current, generating a steady flow of electricity. But what made the Hendershot generator unique was its ability to sustain its own motion, effectively powering itself in a perpetual loop. Hendershot hypothesized that by precisely aligning the magnets and coils, he could harness the Earth's own magnetic field to provide the necessary energy input to keep the device running indefinitely. This would allow the generator to produce electricity without the need for external fuel sources, challenging the established laws of thermodynamics. According to Hendershot's claims, his prototypes were able to continuously power small electrical devices, such as light bulbs and radios, for extended periods without any visible means of recharging or refueling. Some reports even suggested that the generator could produce enough power to run larger electrical loads, such as motors and appliances. Hendershot's public demonstrations of the generator were nothing short of astounding. Skeptical scientists and curious onlookers witnessed the device powering lights and small motors for hours on end, with no apparent input of energy. The generator's performance defied explanation, as it continued to operate without any visible fuel source or external power supply. Hendershot claimed that the device could produce up to 12 kilowatts of continuous electrical output, an unprecedented feat for a self-contained system of this nature. If Hendershot's claims about the generator's capabilities were true, the implications were staggering. A device that could generate vast amounts of electricity without the need for fossil fuels, nuclear power, or other traditional energy sources would fundamentally reshape the global energy landscape. Hendershot envisioned a future where the Hendershot generator would liberate humanity from the constraints of the existing energy infrastructure. He believed his invention could provide clean, abundant, and affordable power to homes, businesses, and entire communities, ushering in a new era of energy independence and sustainability. The potential applications were endless, from powering homes and businesses to revolutionizing transportation and industrial processes. Hendershot's invention had become a political hot potato, with various factions vying for control over the technology. Government officials, influenced by industry lobbyists, began to scrutinize Hendershot's work, subjecting him to intense scrutiny and bureaucratic roadblocks. Attempts to secure funding and patents were met with resistance, as the powers that besought to keep the Hendershot generator under wraps. Disillusioned and exhausted by the constant battles, Hendershot began to withdraw from the public eye. He became increasingly paranoid, convinced that powerful forces were working to undermine him and his invention. The once promising future of the Hendershot generators seemed to be slipping away, as the inventor's own mental state deteriorated under the strain of the relentless pressure. Fearing for his safety and the fate of his invention, Hendershot made the difficult decision to abandon his home and seek refuge in Mexico. This sudden and dramatic move only added to the mystery and intrigue surrounding the Hendershot generator. Had he finally been silenced by the forces arrayed against him, or was he simply seeking a safe haven to continue his work in peace? As Hendershot's story faded from the public consciousness, the Hendershot generator itself seemed to vanish without a trace. No one knows for certain what happened to the device, whether it was destroyed, confiscated, or hidden away. The invention that had once held the promise of a revolutionary new era of energy independence had seemingly been consigned to the dustbin of history. Despite the Hendershot generator's disappearance, the legend of the device has persisted. Conspiracy theorists, fringe scientists, and curious individuals have continued to investigate the story, searching for clues and trying to unravel the mystery surrounding Hendershot's invention.